Welcome to my English video lesson. You're watching Lighthouse Part-03. I'm Raghavendra Hegde from GSPS Jankadkal, Honavar, Uttarakhand district. Dear students, as usual, listen to my instructions very carefully. Please keep your pen, a notebook and 6th standard English textbook with you. Pause the video whenever and wherever necessary. Dear students, let's recall what we learned in the last video lesson by doing a small activity. That is, filling the blanks. First, I am going to show one sentence for you. I read the sentence, listen to me carefully. In olden days, kerosene lamp or wood fires would be lit in high places on the shore. Second one, the sailors had the danger of dashing against high rocks or sharks. Third one, going from one place to another over a long distance is called trip or journey. And the last one who catches fish for living is postman or fisherman. Pause the video here and take a pen and notebook and write the answer for these 4 questions or statements. Pause the video here. Let's just try to find the answer one by one. The first one, in olden days, yes, wood fires would be lit in high places on the shore. Second one, the sailors had the danger of dashing against high rocks or sharks. Which one is correct? Yes, high rocks. Third one, going from one place to another over a long distance is called, yes, it is journey. And one who catches fish for living is, yes, who is he? He is fisherman. Very nice. I hope that you have also written the same answer. Dear students, before starting the lesson, let me introduce some new words for you. First one, yes, can you read this? Yes, burn. Burn meaning is sudu. Second one, yes, exclaimed. Exclaimed means surprised, ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯಗೊಳ್ಳು. Next one, huge. What's the meaning of huge? Very big. Branches. What's the meaning of branches? One of the parts of the tree. Tongue. Dear students, now you are going to find the answer for the following questions. The first question, who were lost in the sea? Second question, what did the young man collect? Third question, did the elders support young man's idea? Fourth one, what was Raju's favorite? You are going to find the answer for these 4 questions after my model reading followed by your silent reading. Now pause the video and write down these 4 questions. Then you can continue. Now I read the paragraph. Listen to me very carefully. Raju asked, Papa, when was the first lighthouse built? I don't know, my son, mother replied. But I believe that in olden days many fishermen were lost in the sea and were unable to return home. The people on the land were worried and yet helpless to guide them. Then a group of clever young men hit upon this idea. They collected a few huge logs and lots of dry branches and set fire to them. They were laughed at by elders, but they continued to keep the fire burning. In the early hours of next morning, the fishermen sailed home. They said that they had been guided from the land and saved only because of the light of this fire, which they had seen from a distance. Raju exclaimed, How clever of the humans! Madhav said, Yes, now shall we go home after you have your favorite ice cream? Raju said, Oh, yes, Papa. Thank you. Now, dear students, open your textbook, page number 3, and read this paragraph And after your reading, try to find the answer for these 4 questions which you have already written. Pause the video here and take 5 minutes time, and then you continue. I hope that you have written the answer. Let's just have a small explanation on this paragraph. Dear students, so far you learned in the previous video lesson that what is lighthouse, how it is useful for sailors, and also before the invention of electricity, what were used in the lighthouse. Today we will focus on some more information on lighthouse. Rajiv had many questions in his mind. He once again asked his father, Papa, when was the first lighthouse built? Dear students, do you know when was the first lighthouse built? Don't you know? Okay. And what was the reply from his father, Madhav? His mother replied that, I don't know, my son. His father did not know when was the first lighthouse built. Dear students, there are many such inventions. We could not say when it was invented. It was invented by group of people or collective people. So lighthouse is also an invention which was invented by group of people. Okay. But Madhav added some more points to it. He said to his son Rajiv, I believe that in olden days many fishermen were lost in the sea. And his father, Madhav, said to his son Rajiv that why was lighthouse built? What was the reason to build lighthouse? Okay. Dear students, many years ago, one day, what happened? The fishermen who went for fishing, they were lost in the sea. Look at this picture. Here in this picture, you can see the fishermen who were fishing, So they were lost in the sea and were unable to return home. Okay, they could not return home. It was night time. And the people on the land who were waiting for these fishermen, they got worried. And they were helpless also, how to reach them. So then what happened? Some of the people or young men, they were very clever. They hit upon this idea. Look at this young man. Okay, they hit upon this idea. That means they thought of a plan. What did they think? Okay, before that, I ask some questions for you on this paragraph. Try to find the answer. Now you tell me, dear students, who were lost in the sea? Yes, fishermen were lost in the sea. Second question, who hit upon an idea? Young men or old men? Yes, young men, clever young men hit upon an idea. Okay, now let's continue. What was their idea? What was young men's idea? What did they do? They collected a few huge logs. You already know the meaning of logs, and also lot of dry branches and set fire to them. Look at this picture here. Here are the logs, marada dimmigalu. And also they collected dry branches and they set fire to them. Look at this picture here. In this picture, the young men, clever young men, set fire to the logs and lot of dry branches. They were laughed at by elders. By seeing this, the elders think that it is a wasteful idea. Okay, but the young men continued to keep the fire burning. Okay, they did not stop it. What happened? Surprisingly, in the early hours of next morning, the fishermen sailed home. You already know that the fishermen were lost in the sea. They returned home. They sailed home. Why? How this fire was helpful to the sailors? And when the fishermen, they were lost in the sea, from the middle of the sea, they could see a light, that is fire. So they slowly moved towards the fire and they could see the land. In this way, the fire helped the fishermen to reach the land. So this idea of making light near the seashore will be helpful for sailors and also for the fishermen. This idea then generated a new invention of lighthouse. Now, modern days, we are using modern lighthouses with a powerful lights of electricity also. This is the story how and why was the lighthouse built. Dear students, now I ask some more questions on this. First question, what did the young men collect? Can you answer? Yes. Young men collected huge logs and dry branches. Second question, when did the fishermen return? Yes, the fishermen returned next morning. Dear students, now we shall continue the lesson now. In this way, Raju's father Madhav explained why was the lighthouse built and how the young men thought of an idea. Raju exclaimed, that means Raju became surprised, and he said, how clever of the humans. Madhav said, yes, now shall we go home after you have your favorite ice cream? In this way, Raju and his father, they visited lighthouse, and Raju got many information on lighthouse. His father gave many information on lighthouse, and Rajiv got his favorite ice cream also at the end, and they both returned home happily. Okay, Raju said, oh yes, Papa, thank you, he said, thanks to his father. In this way, dear students, this lesson completes, but we have one more grammar exercise for you or language exercise for you. Dear students, when you look at this sentence, Rajiv exclaimed, how clever of the humans. Madhav said, yes, now shall we go home after you have favorite ice cream? And same sentence is written here also. If you look at these two sentences, are these two sentences one and the same? Take 1 minute time. Yes. No, they are not one and the same. What can you see the difference here? Yes, correct. Here, in the first sentence, you cannot see any marks here. But if you look at the second sentence, we can see number of marks, What are those? First, we can see the exclamatory mark. After humans, you can see the exclamatory mark. There is a quotation mark, and also there is a comma here. After said, you have a comma, and there is a question mark at the end, and we have full stop also. These are all we call it as, do you know what we call them? Yes, correct. They are all called punctuation marks. Dear students, without punctuation marks, the sentence will not take its correct meaning. If you want to write the sentence correctly, then we must put punctuation mark in the right places. Today we will focus on only one punctuation mark. What is that? Exclamatory mark. You can see in the sentence here, Rajiv exclaimed, "How clever of the humans!" After humans, we have an exclamatory mark. Today we focus on that exclamatory mark. Okay. This is the sign of exclamatory mark, just like inverted I. What is exclamatory sentence? If a statement which conveys strong emotion or excitement, then we call it as an exclamatory sentence. Here in this sentence, Rajiv exclaimed, "How clever of the humans!" Here is a emotion or surprise. Rajiv became surprised. One more example. For example, if you see a big snake, suddenly what will you do? You will get excited, or you may get fear also. So such is called as an exclamation, exclamatory mark we put at the end of that sentence. Example, how dangerous it is. If we drive the car very fast, then we can say how dangerous it is. That is exclamatory mark. Okay, hope that you have understood the punctuation mark, that is exclamatory mark. Totally to say that we put the exclamatory mark after if the sentence having excitement or strong emotion. We will do a small activity. Okay, this activity is given in your textbook also. The same activity I have taken out. Look at this sentence here. You see a beautiful rose. Okay, if you see a beautiful rose, how can you express your feeling? I have written the answer also. Oh, how beautiful it is. Same way, can you try other examples which I have given here, other sentences? Your friend is wearing a pretty dress. At that time, what do you say? Yes, can you think of? And like that, you just pause the video and write down these 4 sentences and try to find the answer, how you can express your feeling. Okay, so I hope that you have understood what is exclamatory mark. And dear students, thanks for watching this video. With this, the lesson Lighthouse completes. Okay, thank you. See you again. Bye bye.